What's up, guys? I want to take a video of this before I washed it. This is an XR400 1998 I picked up yesterday for $400. The engine turns over, but honestly, I don't think it should turn over that easy. Tire's a little smoke. Man, it's crusty. Just wanted to get a little video before I washed it. I don't want to take it to the shop and then have to load it back up to bring it back to wash it. There it is. As promised, it's a 1998 or 99. I'd have 98. I thought so. 98 Honda XR400. This, I wasn't real sure what I wanted to do with this when I was about to pick it up because it's kind of a decent looking machine. I mean, aside from these plastics. And I picked it up and man, aside from it really feels like it's got low compression. Maybe not. I'm gonna try to fire it up here in a second. The dude had said it had a little bit of crankcase blow by coming out of the breather tube when it was running. It's been sitting about 2 years. Now, if you don't know these, this is pretty much a 400EX engine. And if you were parting one out, this cover with the kicker and all that is very valuable to some of those guys who are wanting to swap their 400EX over to have a kickstart and be able to quick change clutch plates. So far, I have found the brakes on the front work just fine, but I don't think this is the factory master. I'm pretty sure this is like 450R, newer model, especially with the way the hose doesn't look too factory. I mean, overall, the bike's in decent shape, so I decided I wanted to fix it. It's been a while since I parted one of these out, so yeah, that is aftermarket. Normally, these come with a plastic one. This is ProMotoBillet.com. Never heard of that. And that's Pro Armor. Their logo doesn't look like that anymore, so that's probably from all the way back in 1998. It's got aftermarket pegs. These are Super Stocks by IMS. Honestly, they look like newer model 450 pegs, so it's not all that special. I do believe this is a full FMF, yeah, because that does say Power Bomb right there. So it is a full FMF on it, but there's no stickers on the pipe. These fenders are not salvageable. I tried washing it when I washed it this morning to see if it would bring it back, but that's just not gonna work. I mean, aside from that, the bike's pretty decent. It's gonna need a new chain. Probably throw new sprockets on it while we're at it. Doesn't look like it had any chain damage or case damage. Is that? I can't read it. Looks like some sort of case saver. Probably needs to be a little tighter. Aftermarket's valving on it. I mean, for XR400, and I got a steal of a deal on this thing at $400. The other bike you saw back there, I threw another 50 bucks in just because I saw somebody else do a bike unlock. Oh, I put that back on. Do a bike unlock like that, and it was, because that's locked up, I want to see if that actually works. IMS tank, I think that's what this is. It's either that or Clark. I know I need a fuel petcock, which is, I'll have to determine whether these tanks accept aftermarket petcock or if it can go with the same style. It's the same factory petcock. Inside looks a little janky. It stinks too. Smells like bad fuel. He said he had it sitting outside for about 2 years. He bought it just for the hell of it and then didn't do anything with it. Rode it a couple times. He said it would top out about 65, which sounds kind of slow. But I'm going to try to bust it off with carb cleaner and see what happens. What you think? Think she gonna fire up with the go-go juice? Slap that back on there. Damn, it's a big ass bike. Or I'm just short. I need to grow taller. Looks like we're lacking a little in the compression department, so I'm gonna take the gas tank and everything off, get the seat off. This might be an aftermarket seat because it sure is comfy. Bars are a little bent. Got some custom mods here. I guess let's get a little more airflow, and well, that's not what that's supposed to be. Where are the bolts for this? That was 10 millimeter. You'll be able to get up in there, take a look at the valves and such. We'll see. This bike has the oil in the frame for whatever reason. Seat did turn out to be a SDG seat. Oh, better take the fuel on off. Whew. A little dirty. Looks like it's still got the OEM carb. That's good. Hate those Chinese carbs. Does not look like any of this has been taken apart in quite some time. What's that? Oh man, that looks like a mess. Why is there so much wiring here? Taillight. I want to take a look at this wiring. I know this definitely got low compression, but I'd like to know what's going on with the wiring ahead of time. You know what I'm not seeing? Where'd the kill switch go? Interesting. So that could be part of our problem of why it's not wanting to start. That is an extra ground wire there. What the hell? Huh. I'm gonna have to look at some schematics and see what's going on here. Because whatever this is, looks like a rectifier. Looks like it's been spliced in. I don't think that pad, that's definitely not factory. Huh. I don't know. There's a lot going on here. I'm gonna be willing to bet this went to the ignition wire. So it does appear that is the kill switch. So that's a little bit of a problem. And it would appear that I'm messy and have cluttered up the workspace. So I guess maybe it runs without the kill switch and he was able to stall the bike to get it to stop. Man, you really don't know when you buy used stuff like this. So what we're gonna do, we're not gonna worry too much about that right now. I am going to put this thing to top dead center and we wanna check and see if the valves are even close to spec and make sure that's not why it feels like we have no compression before we do a leak down test. And leak down test will kind of tell you the same thing. If the valves are part of the problem, I'll probably do the leak down test first. We'll just go from there. This wiring is a mess. I don't even know if this is the right harness. Like, this thing looks long as hell. I don't remember these XR400s having such a big harness. I mean, I've never seen a dirt bike with enough of a, I mean, is this a 400EX harness on this thing? Maybe. I guess it could be. It's got all the, everything there. Huh. I'll have to look into that. The center is a 10 millimeter, and we're gonna hope these come out nice and easy. Shit! Almost dropped the bike with that one. Honda made these plugs a lot better than Suzuki did. Well, that's stuck. Be alright. And then the upper is a 6. And is this, looks like that's a 17. Looks like there's some dirt in that hole. So if you've ever messed with one of these, it'd be a little difficult to get to. The spark plug is an 18 millimeter, but the majority are too thick. The wall of the socket's too thick. Years ago, I had a 400EX and couldn't figure out how to get the plug pulled, but found a thin-walled socket that worked. This is a very snug fit, but it gets the job done. This is an 18 millimeter from Husky, and it gets the job done, but it is snug in there. The hose was so, I just slide that on there because you really can't get your hands in there. Then you can remove it finger tight. Same thing with installation. Now we need to get it over to top dead center. All right, so I want to verify we're at top dead center, and if you take the caps off, if you're at top dead center, you're going to have play on each one. So we're going to do that. See, I'm not on top dead center. I messed that up somehow. Probably 180 out. Or it could be part of our problem. Everything is super tight. Honestly, these are breaking loose a lot easier than I thought they would. This is a 24 millimeter wrench, if I didn't already say that. Maybe that's the whole problem. They're just so tight that it's not letting anything, it's not building compression. We should be at top dead center. Where's the piston? Can't see nothing. Legit can't see into that hole. But on the plus side, everything inside of there looks good. So that's good. And we're top dead center. Right, so this is a cylinder leak down tester. This is from Harbor Freight. This is not technically anything all that special. Hopefully I can get it in there. Work out. Compare the old spark plug so I get the right threads the first time. Yep. And we're gonna give it a shot. It took me a minute to find top dead center. It's been a while. All right, so finally got the hose in there. That was a task in itself. Now we're going to zip tie this and do the leak down test and see what happens. The reason I zip tied that is when you put the air to it, it will it'll blow it right off. It's difficult to do. All right. Pull to adjust. Push to lock. Been a while since I used this. But that right there, you shouldn't have that big difference. It's less than 5 or something like that. And here's something leaking. Not from there. That kind of sounds like it's coming out of the intake. Something that I can see. I don't think so. Where's the breather? So it's coming out of the breather. That works out as blow-by. Interesting. We're losing quite a bit of pressure. Well, my hose is good. Second guessing myself. All right, so I put these tappet covers back on just in case, trying to make sure that we're getting an accurate reading or at least able to hear exactly where this is coming from. And I popped the carb off because it really sounds like the noise is coming from over here, which would indicate possibly intake valves. So let's try it again. I can hear it, but can't quite narrow it down. I don't know, it's looking like maybe we just go ahead and do a valve job on it. And go ahead and probably pop a new top end in it while we're at it. Because it does feel like it has low compression. So I'm gonna get this mess all cleaned up. Get some parts ordered. We got a parts list going. Just as big as our mess. This is it here. Kill switch, chain, sprockets, chain slider, because the one that goes on the swing arm's gone. Petcock, that looks like OEM as far as I could tell, so I'm gonna try it out and hope for the best. Valves in the top end kit, the gaskets and all that good stuff. Spark plug, you don't wanna do all this work, not even bother putting a new spark plug in. oil filter, fenders. I'm only gonna replace the front and rear fender because honestly, I think with a little effort, these will clean up just fine. Same as this up here, it'll clean up just fine. And the airbox, you can't really buy these side plastic pieces. And a carb kit, just in case. I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. So stay tuned. It's probably gonna take a few days to get these parts in. And when they come in, I'm going to get them put on and we're gonna get this thing running again and hopefully riding nice and good. I got some handlebars. I know the bars were bent. I probably got bars for it. I ain't gonna bother buying bars. Probably need to buy some grips. Probably missed something, honestly. I'm pretty confident that I'm gonna miss something. Thanks for watching and subscribe. Stay tuned to see the rest of this. Also, I already have oil and another new air filter. It came with the bike. I'm hoping to stay under $1,000 on this. Ready to ride, nice looking bike, under $1,000. I think it's doable. I paid $400 for it, so we're looking at about $600 budget for parts. I do think that's very doable. Since the engine's essentially the same as a 400EX, a bunch of the parts should be pretty cheap.